waiting for people to arrive, but welcome to Richard and Paul Live on Boxing Day. There's nobody here. We're all alone.
Well, I'm here.
Just you and I, Paul,
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes. La 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 la. Welcome, welcome. If you're joining us shortly, if you're not, then whatever.
There's one person.
Oh, one person.
Yay!
One single solitary person.
It's a threesome.
Yeah. Don't be disgusting, Paul. Yes, welcome, welcome, thank you. Say hi. Say hi. Show us that you're here. Good morning, Courtney. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. You're the first one here. We've got 4 people here now. 4 lovely people. And we're back. We're back. Can you please let us know if you can see us? Yes, it was buffering on our end as well.
Yeah. Technical glitch, they call that, I think.
But we're here. We're back again.
Yeah.
Can you please confirm that you can see and hear us okay? Hello there, David.
Yeah, I feel a bit like that, David.
Hello, Lolly. Yeah. Diana, we are back.
We're back, yeah.
Well, we're not frozen anymore. We were, but now we're back.
Oh, good. You can see and hear us.
Good. Welcome. Hi, Nancy. Good.
Fab.
We rectified the problem.
Yeah, we weren't sure what happened there. No. I think it might have updated.
I don't know. I don't care. I'm wearing my hoodie. As you can see, I'm beautifully warm and snuggly. Paul's choosing not to wear his.
No, I'm wearing my hoodie.
Yes, Paul. Welcome. Thank you. Welcome, all 27 of you.
Gosh.
Welcome. Hi, Dave. Hi, Carol. Hi, Geraldine. Hi, Linda. Hi, Zach. Hi, Gunilla. Hi, Sarah. If I've missed anybody out, I do apologise. I'm very sorry.
Hi, Fred and Emily.
Hello. So, here we are.
Yeah.
We've gone again, have we?
Have we?
No, I don't. Well, look, our connection seems fine. So if any of you are having problems with your viewing, it's your connection, not ours.
Hopefully.
You need to pay more money for your internet. Yeah, don't be cheapskates now.
Oh, dear.
Hello, let's get the hellos out of the way. Siggy, hi. The veranda file. Oh, Hydron or Hedron. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. I do apologise.
And the thing is, when people comment, it comes up. But then if people don't comment, the comments go. I think that's a really bad
David,
thing,
Gavin and Gaynor all watching. Hi, Leslie. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. We've got 42 people watching us at the moment. We better be good, Paul.
Wow.
You're looking rather pale, I feel, Paul, in that light.
Am I? Yeah, well, it's quite a lot of light there, look.
Don't you think? I think I'm just looking glowing.
Well, you've got no wrinkles, where, of course, with me, with lots of wrinkles, I get lots of shadows in the crevices, which makes me look an awful lot older than you.
Which you are?
Yeah, which I am, of course. Yeah.
So it's Boxing Day here in the UK. I know a lot of people don't have Boxing Day.
No.
Around the world.
Is it a holiday in America? I suppose it will be, but is tomorrow a holiday in America? Because we've got today as a holiday and tomorrow.
So we have what's called a substitute bank holiday. So if Christmas Day falls on a weekend, then you get Boxing Day on the Monday and a bank holiday on the Tuesday. Hurrah! Yes, lovely.
So it's...
No, it's not a holiday.
It's not. So, Leslie, today isn't holiday. Are you saying that, or is tomorrow not holiday?
Paul, don't confuse things.
Well, I get confused about American holidays.
Well, you don't need to. You don't have them. They're not for you to worry about or get confused.
Yeah, fair enough.
We only need to worry about our holidays, Paul. Don't get ridiculously confused.
And they change. Tomorrow is not a holiday, right? Okay, that makes sense. So they're having their substitute bank holiday today.
So Boxing Day in the UK derives from, I believe, when gifts were given to the servants by the master of the house. And Christmas boxes were given, and the day off was also given. So this box would contain all sorts of bits and pieces.
And food.
Leftover food, monetary gifts, whatever, and they would gift them on Boxing Day to give the servants the day off.
So it looks as though Canada has its own Boxing Day.
Well, its own version of Boxing Day.
Yeah, because they've got holiday today and tomorrow, but not in the US.
Well, they did want independence.
Yeah, but they have different bank holidays.
Yeah, they don't have as many as we do.
I don't know. How many American bank holidays are there? I'm not sure. How many do we have?
We have 9, don't we?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
9. We have 9.
Do we have 9?
I'm sure.
1, 2.
Oh, Paul.
3.
Save it for another day.
Yeah, 8 or 9 we have. Yeah.
Something like that. How much chocolate have I consumed? Well, we had yesterday, so let's sort of go back to yesterday. We had a friend over from down the road. Our French friend Mireille came to have lunch with us, and she bought a box, a tin, plastic, Quality Street, which is, various chocolates. And we ate most of those yesterday, as well as chocolate biscuits.
Yeah, we had some chocolates in the morning.
But we've been quite good. We've not eaten huge amounts because, as most of you will know, we're on Weight Watchers. So we're trying to be good.
Yeah.
It's sometimes hard, but we're trying to be good. So because otherwise it completely spoils the hard work that we've put in for the past few months.
Well, it's since May, really. Been on Weight Watchers since May. Yeah.
Since May?
Yeah.
It's worse than I thought.
I'm almost touching 3 stone lost.
Well, I must be too.
Yeah, well, you must be.
I've definitely gone down from a 38 waist to a 34.
Well, that's very good.
Yeah, it is very good. I can fit into the old trousers I was going to throw away. And I'm now regretting having thrown away several pairs of jeans that I couldn't fit into because I had resigned myself to the fact that I was now fat and old. I know it's hard to believe. But yeah, no, I had. And now I'm back in the old jeans, which is great. I can't believe it.
Well, I can because you lost weight.
I know, but...
David's got Lindor's.
Oh, I've got Lindor.
You have, yeah.
I've got Lindor in the cupboard.
I'm not going to go and get any.
That I was given by a friend, an ex-colleague actually, visited me at work and gifted them to me.
I've topped up your Lindor box with the Quality Street sweets now.
Well, they all go down the same way, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there will be more chocolate later.
And we've lost, because there's been no comments, we've lost the comments, but somebody said that they saw...
When's it there?
Look, Quality Street, Lucy says Quality Street in a tin in international shop was $25.
So Leslie says, what's my favourite Quality Street? All of them.
Do you like all of them?
All of them. I'm the person that will eat all of them, regardless of what's inside them. I don't dislike any of them. But my absolute favourite is a cream or a caramel.
I like the green triangles, which I think has got some nuts in it, or the coconut. Those are my favourites.
I like all of them. All. You're currently having breakfast. Lovely. Oh, after eights. Donna, I love an after eight. We haven't got any after eights this year, Paul.
They didn't have any in Lidl.
Didn't they?
And I don't think I'd have bought them even if they had.
Why?
Because Mireille had bought that tin of chocolates early on.
And a Stollen.
And a Stollen.
A Stollen.
Yeah.
We like a Stollen.
Have you tried the strawberries and cream Lindor?
No, I think I might draw the line at that.
Why?
Because I like the chocolate experience of Lindor.
He likes the chocolate, full stop. Now, I have something to admit.
Chocolate orange. Love a chocolate orange, Caroline.
One of the daughters of one of our subscribers, I think her name is Lisa Marie, sent us emails before Christmas, and I was going to send you something. But for some reason, I deleted the chain of emails accidentally, so I couldn't send it to you on the day that I was going to send it. So if you're on this stream now, or if your dad is, then can you get back in contact and we will send something off? I feel really bad about that, but it was completely accidental. Accidental, yeah.
Hi, Vivi.
Oh, Quality Street, yes. What are the other ones? I don't
Quality.
get those.
Well, I had at work, my boss, the service manager, gave me a tin of Celebration.
Yeah, I don't get those.
Oh, I got them.
Yeah, well, I didn't see any of those.
They disappeared very quickly.
I didn't see any.
I said to him, "What are you trying to do to me? You're going to ruin my diet." And he said, "I bet you can eat all of them." I said, "Don't bet me.
No,
don't bet me."
Bet him that, no.
2 days later, they're all gone.
Yeah, I don't. And there's Heroes as well, isn't there? I don't know what
I'll take
they
them
are.
all. Roses, Quality Street, Celebration, or Heroes. They're all chocolate.
Basically.
Yeah, chocolate-based food.
Mm. I see Nancy has sown her onion seeds. Well, I sowed some leek seeds yesterday on Christmas Day. Only because I saw them in our seed box and I thought, oh yeah, I'm going to do that.
Walnut whips. I love a walnut whip. Although I was put off once by a walnut whip because I opened it up and found a creature inside. Yeah.
What was it?
I don't know, but it was spinning a web.
Oh, how horrible. God.
So that put me off for a short while, but not for that long. Galaxy Caramel. I love Galaxy Caramel or Cadbury's Caramel.
You like caramel, full
Do you remember the advert?
No.
Why are you always buzzing around? Why don't you take some time out with a Cadbury's Caramel? You know whose voice that was?
I don't.
It was Miriam Margolyes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So was
the
that...
sexy bunny.
Now, there's an interesting story here with Miriam Margolyes.
Better be.
Because one of my ex-clients, Jo, and her sister, they were the voiceover agents for Miriam Margolyes at that time.
Oh.
And Miriam was making rather a lot of money each year with her voice.
Of course.
And of course, she's doing rather well. We watched a Dickensian thing the other day.
We did. It was a little light.
It was, yeah.
I found.
A little light. But we'll talk about that more in Sunday Chat.
Oh, Jesus, Mary, Mother of God.
So yeah, we'll do that when it comes up at the end of the
I
week.
like dark chocolate too. I like any kind of chocolate. I remember many, many years ago, my grandfather was working in Sri Lanka and he brought home with him this sort of round globe of chocolate wrapped in paper and gave us all some of it. And I don't know what it was called, but it was from Sri Lanka. And it was delicious, but it was totally different to anything else you'd ever tasted. It wasn't like Cadbury's. It must have been made out of directly from the cacao beans, I suppose.
Well, that's fascinating, Richard.
I found it fascinating, Paul.
I sort of went off into my own little world as your mouth was going beep, 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 beep at that point. What was it wrapped in?
I'm not bloody R2-D2, Paul.
I missed that completely.
It was wrapped in paper.
I love dark chocolate. My mum's favourite chocolates are Black Magic chocolates.
James has been given a wormery.
Yeah, I saw that.
Lovely.
I saw that. Does it come with worms, James? Does it have details where you send off for worms, or do you have to source your own worms? Because they're special worms. They're what are they, red wrigglers or something?
But what happens when you don't want the wormery?
But you pop it on the ground if you don't want it, because it makes the compost and then the worms can wiggle away.
So that they're not like foreign invaders.
No.
They're not worms from another planet.
No, they're definitely not.
Not another planet, another country.
That would be difficult if they're from another planet.
So why are they... hold on. I don't understand how it works. So somebody breeds the worms.
Yes.
Where do they get the parents from?
It's a bit like sourdough starter, isn't it? You share some worms with other people.
No, but where do the original worms come from?
They come from a star, from starlight and stardust, just like
Paul,
us all.
Don't be silly now.
No, but they are. You can buy them online, and then you put them in and you feed them properly. And yeah.
Good morning, Edward. Welcome.
Okay, well let us know, James, because we can point you to somebody who does have worms available. We don't, but we can do.
Fries, chocolate cream.
Oh, and they came in all
my
different
God.
flavours, didn't they? There was a strawberry, there was a
I thought you were talking about the worms.
there was a strawberry, there was a pink, and there was a white one, a spearmint or something.
Wasn't there one bar
Was there
that
a
was
green one?
that was
all the colours,
all the different? I'm sure.
Yeah.
Or was I just dreaming that?
Now, you know, when we went to Castle Cornet, we saw that the little hut, the little shop, just at the corner, just at the mouth of Castle Cornet. There's these little huts around Guernsey that you can, little kiosks, and we used to. Dad's favourite, if he didn't get Turkish delight, was fries, chocolate cream, and we used to drive around on a Sunday. Lots of people go and have a drive on a Sunday still. And we used to pop off there, and Mum and I used to go, and we used to buy some chocolates and get back in the car and eat them. So, yeah. Peppermint, that's it, not spearmint. Yeah. Yeah.
Lovely.
We have night crawlers deep in the ground under
Oh.
compost layers. I will find them in spring, yeah.
Well, Sarah, once a box is open, it's rude not to eat them because they do go off. I find.
Yeah, I've heard that, Geraldine, that if you do put a plank down, you'll get the worms underneath. And they are they're quite the deep red worms as well. So,
Lovely.
yeah, because they have to be a certain type. Yeah. I was quite happy when I fed the Cedrics and Cedricetas the other day.
Whatever.
Yeah. They were all over the bin.
Good. So they're all, so say for example, when we decide to move, when we move, will you donate them or will you take them with us?
I will most probably donate. Donate.
Good.
And take the empty bin with us.
Good.
Yeah, I think that. Depending upon whether we have any space in the garden or whether we can get an allotment swiftly.
Well, I'm afraid in this house, Bailey's doesn't make an entrance whatsoever. We're both, Bailey's.
Not a creamy liqueur thing. I like a coffee liqueur, but not but not a cream liqueur.
We
Not
don't.
for me.
I mean, we drink a lot less than we used to. I mean, I barely drink at all now, but we did have a glass of fizzy Carver, didn't we?
Between three of us, we had one bottle.
One
I
bottle.
think.
That was it. Yeah, we were very good. Because you've got to remember, glass of wine, you may as well have a slice of cake in terms of calories.
yeah,
it's the
that's
same
true.
amount of
That's
same
true.
amount of calories. So yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Good morning, Brian. Welcome.
Brian, yeah.
I know it's nice, isn't it? It's really quite warm. I don't think the heating's on, is it?
No.
It's a very
Oh,
beautiful
white
day
chocolate
today.
orange.
White chocolate
No,
orange.
surely
Wow.
not. Surely not. I don't know what was on. What was on offer, Margaret? It's sort of gone up. We can't see that now. What's X? I think
Yeah,
that needs
that's
to come out.
somebody's
doesn't
done it.
Oh yeah. Thank you,
Thank you, whoever's.
Jane.
Thanks.
Jane
No,
done that.
Vivi and Jane.
Vivi
Thank
and
you,
Jane.
Vivi and Jane,
Yeah.
for being our unofficial,
Official?
unasked moderators. Thank
Well,
you.
they are more moderators.
Well, no, they're moderators,
yeah,
but we didn't
yeah.
ask them to do that.
No, we
So
didn't, but
thank you
thank
very much.
you.
We appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just block them. Block them. Kill them.
Nancy says I'm with Richard.
Yeah,
I
Nancy.
like any kind of chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally any kind of chocolate.
What's my favourite?
When we were
chocolate?
kids, Lindt was considered the cheap chocolate.
Was it?
Yeah.
Have
yeah.
they gone through a rebranding and a remarketing? do you think,
Lindt
then?
was not considered in our house. It was considered cheap. But I would still eat it.
I think the best chocolate I ever had was when I think I was 12 and I went skiing. We went to Lausanne, outside Lucerne in Switzerland, with the school. And there was a chocolate place there and the chocolate was just amazing. And then one evening we went for hot chocolate up in the mountains with reindeer. And that chocolate was just divine, absolutely divine. I think I had to, and it was just basically melted chocolate. There was no, milk with it or anything. Alice, no, I don't think so.
Milka, yes.
Oh, I think that was it. I think Milka. I think it may have been that.
I love Milka. Anyway, let's get off chocolate
because you want some.
So, it's been a nice day today. It's glorious weather today here in London. Absolutely glorious. Blue skies, light breeze, nice temperature, just great.
Yeah.
Did we go out for a walk? No, we didn't.
Have we gone out for a walk yet?
No, we haven't. So tomorrow apparently is going to be wet.
Oh, right. Okay.
Totally and utterly wet. Then. But you know what? Today is the first day in a good few weeks that I've actually felt as though I've got nothing to do. I mean, there's always things to do. I mean, I have done things. I vacuumed this morning. I've cleaned out the fireplace, set a new fire, done a couple of other bits upstairs. But it's the first day that I've really thought I actually don't have to really do anything at all. So I'm kind of taking the day off. Last week was, as we said in Sunday chat, last week was a little bit stressful with Auntie Bev's funeral.
Yeah.
And driving up and down the motorway. But yeah, I'm just so glad that we've just got a bit of time just to relax, to actually relax, and not feel pressured to do anything, which is just great.
And I think we've got leftovers for supper, so I think we're just going to...
What have we got?
We've got potatoes, red cabbage, carrots, kale... Nut roast. The nut roast was absolutely
particularly
lovely.
Good this year. Particularly good. Thank you, Lucy.
Yeah, I think that's what we've got. So I think we'll just have it all heated up again. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just nice. It's just nice to not have to think about anything today, and I think we'll probably watch some TV tonight. Although I have been doing my regular thing, just falling asleep.
Yeah.
Actually, the other night I fell asleep during something and then woke up and we watched something else, didn't we?
Was that the Limehouse Golem?
No.
No, you fell asleep during that.
During that. Anyway, what did we watch last night? That ghost story with Steve Pemberton.
Inside Number 9.
It was a ghost story, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was good. I can't remember what it's called though.
Inside Number 9.
No, it wasn't called that. It was called something else, I'm sure.
I think it was called Inside Number 9.
Was it? Oh, okay.
Something like that.
But I thought Inside Number 9 was a different thing. White Lotus. Okay. So White Lotus, we haven't got any channels that show White Lotus. We'd love to watch it, but we are not going to pay for another subscription. No.
Well, Jane, what was it on though?
It's HBO, isn't it?
Paramount or HBO? Can't remember. Detectorists, yes.
Tonight.
Yeah, tonight. Looking forward to that. Yeah.
No, it wasn't like an MR James, was it? It was I don't know, sort of modern
HBO,
thing.
Yeah. No, it was I think it was written by Mark Gatiss. I think I may be wrong, or Steve Pemberton, one or other. And it was just, it was good though. Did you get the twist before you got the twist?
What, to the one last night?
Yeah.
What twist?
Well, what was happening?
It crossed my mind. I
got it. Somebody said something.
Don't tell people, Paul. Don't spoil it for everybody.
I think this is the thing now. Now I'm sort of analysing things as I watch them, and I'm thinking, why have they said that? Why have they said that? And then I think, that's why they've said that. Now I know what the ending is. Yeah. And that happened with the Limehouse Golem, which I watched the other day, or Golem, as they were saying.
Yeah.
So yeah, you fell asleep.
I
during
fell
that.
asleep as usual. Yeah. Well, Disney Plus, our free subscription from Disney Plus is finished now. We won't be subscribing to it, so
Yeah, I think
we
it finishes
I know
in a
people
couple of days.
sometimes don't probably believe us when we say we can't afford things, but we can't.
Well,
Unless
we
we
could
dip
get
in,
rid of Netflix and get something else for a month.
unless we dip into our savings, which we don't want to start doing for regular things. We've got enough stuff to watch.
Yeah.
You know, we need to be satisfied with what we've got. And we've got more than most people, really. Well, more than a lot of people have got.
More than a lot.
You know, we've got Netflix, we've got Amazon, we've got all the
Yeah.
BBC stuff. What more do you need, you know?
We did try the Orville, but we didn't get on with it. I think that was about 3 years ago with the first series.
I felt it was almost like a poor cousin of Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, I love Galaxy Quest.
And we love that movie.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I've never watched Love Actually, Linda. Never seen it. It's not really something that
What's
appeals.
Love Actually?
It's one of those rom-com things, isn't it?
Oh, right.
You know.
What, Richard Curtis?
I don't know. Well, you do, Alison, and you know, we're having to really think carefully about what we use, which, you know, is a good thing. But also in this day and age, when people are earning and living relatively comfortably, and maintaining that over time, which we have, when things change, like the prices dramatically increasing, it's a shock, and it's politically, it's disgraceful, you know, because it's all to do with politics. And I've always said to you, haven't I, we use it, we pay for it.
Yeah.
That's how it works. So, you know, if you want to have your heating on all day, you pay for it.
Yeah.
You pay for it accordingly. But when it becomes, you know, untenable to have the heating on all day, which it is now, you can't make that choice. And you're having choice taken away from you. And that's a bit different than choosing to be eco. You know, we're choosing actually not to pay those greedy companies the money. I begrudge paying them my hard-earned money. And actually, you know what? If we were to go on the estimate that was given to us by Shell, that would kind of virtually consume all of my wages for a year. And that's an outrage.
Anyway.
That is an outrage. Well, I'm sorry, I've got to say my piece.
Yeah, I know you say it all the time.
You know, but it's valid, and I think very often people don't actually understand. People that can afford, I mean, a couple of people at work have said, oh, well, I have my heating on all day. And I said, well, you're lucky that you can afford that.
I mean, we've had our heating on 3 times a day for about an hour. I think it's 45 minutes at lunch. And we've so far this month hit £300 in costs. So there we are. Brian, you mentioned the peripheral. We gave that a go. I think you might have seen, we gave it a go a couple of weeks ago, and we gave up, but several people have said that actually once you get into it, it's really good. So we might go back to that. Canterville Ghost, yeah, love it. It's really good, really, really good. And Donna was saying, this is while you were talking, Donna was saying that you can only watch so much TV. And we were saying the other day, you know, even though there's more and more opportunity, more and more channels, it's all beginning to feel a bit homogenized, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, didn't I say something like this last night to you? You know, you get to the point. I mean, I don't think we're excessive. We obviously watch more in the winter. But you get to a point where you just feel a bit TV'd out, you know, and you don't need any more input of any description, you know.
But you like your reels, don't you?
Well, you know, I will, if I want to waste some time, I will look at Instagram, at the reels, because I get, if you linger on a reel that you like, you will get more of the same. So I really like stand-up, especially American stand-up comedy. So if you linger on a stand-up comedian, you'll get more of them. And you can find some really good stand-up routines. I love a good stand-up routine, especially if it's really well delivered and well planned. You can see that it's been planned. You can see that there's a major punchline coming at some point, and it all ties together. And the queen of doing that was Victoria Wood.
Yeah.
Because she could do a long stand-up routine and tie it all in beautifully written, great value in every word she uttered. So yeah, I like stuff like that if I want to waste some time. And, you know, if I want to do stuff around the house, I will do it. But in the winter, there is that tendency in me to really want to snuggle down and, you know, really, you know, get cozy.
Yeah. We watched Knives Out when it came out. We haven't seen Glass Onion yet, but we'll be watching that. Yeah, I think YouTube is great. I think also though, because we do YouTube, I tend to
love David
not
Hoyle.
watch too much. You know, it has to be something really interesting. Chetna, who's a cook, she was on Bake Off a couple of years ago, I think. I watch her because she's got some really good vegetarian recipes, so I do watch her.
I think also the other thing that I really enjoy, I mean, we both really enjoy a good documentary. But actually, sometimes it's better to get your documentary on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because what I'm finding, especially with, with the main channels, is that the first 2 minutes of these shows is all about what you're going to see in the program.
At least 2 minutes.
And I'm finding it, I think I've said it before, it's so annoying because I feel as though I've quantum watched the show. I've watched it all. I've already seen it. I know what's happening. I know what you're going to talk about. It's so annoying.
And if it's not on the BBC or it's not streaming, you then have an advert break. And then when they come back from the advert break,
recap again.
They then recap what's happened in the first bit so that if you've jumped in at the break, you know what's happened. And it's like, actually, this 48-minute programme is only actually like 36 minutes.
It's like
or something.
Television for morons, you know, just in case you weren't watching, here it is again and again. We don't need it. I just want them to get to the facts. Plus, this tendency to space out the segments with sweeping, majestic shots with a drone. Oh, please. We've all seen an aerial shot now. We know what it looks like. Get to the facts. I'd rather watch a lecture. And that's why I prefer to get my documentaries through YouTube, because there are some good lectures.
I think the TED Talks are great.
Well, it's actual facts rather than fluff and, you know, gloss, which is what the producers seem to do. They seem to be inclined to want to provide glossy programs rather than factual stuff, you know?
Jane was talking about music in documentaries, and the last, who's that professor that we watch? He's the same as the actor. His name's the same as the actor. Oh, can't remember, but he had loads of big sort of documentary series, and the last one, there was so much music in it. It was sort of like, actually, I can't hear what he's saying. Brian Cox. So much music, you couldn't hear what he was saying. And then it was too grand.
Yeah.
It was too grand. And I think that's the problem. I think sometimes, you know, let's keep entertainment as entertainment, and let's keep documentaries as being informative and factual, rather than trying to meld these two genres where you might grab the people who are looking for entertainment, but you actually put off the people who want the facts.
Or just do an intro. Just do an intro, like a nice intro. Just, you know, the history of the universe, some music, some pictures straight into the program. That will do. But you see, of course, producers, and you know, I've known a few TV people over the years, producers have a tendency in television to think they know everything that everybody wants. And actually they don't. They're pushed and motivated by trends. And when trends take hold, the people using those trends assume that's what everybody wants to see. And this is very, very visible watching just a handful of programs on the main channels. You can kind of work it out. This is what is happening. And actually, I'm sure if you did a poll, I'm sure a high proportion of people would say, yeah, just cut the guff, or whatever you call it, and let's get on with the program, you know. It's forensic science this year. Can't wait. Next 3 nights sorted.
Lectures.
Are they? Oh, yeah. Love it.
Yeah. Sorry, someone said about they've switched off the TV and internet. Thing is, if we got rid of our internet, this wouldn't be happening.
No.
Because it can be quite difficult to do live broadcasts on
4G.
Yeah, 4G,
Yeah.
even 5G.
Well, also, you know, what you've got to also understand is this, you know, doing YouTube for us is a source of income. And it might only be a small source of income, but it's a very welcome source of income because it pays for the power, basically. Because it takes power to produce a video. Obviously, you've got to use batteries. You've got to edit it on the computer. You've got to upload it. And that takes power. So we're very grateful. And of course, we're very grateful to you guys because without you guys, there wouldn't be a channel.
Yeah.
And that's why, you know, we are prepared to spend our time sharing stuff with you because actually we enjoy it. And actually, I really miss doing lives now I'm doing it.
Do you?
Well, I did do them, Paul, for a good proportion of 1 year.
I know, because you like listening to your own voice, don't you?
Yeah, but at least I look into the camera.
Yeah.
At least I don't spend the time looking at myself.
I'm not looking at myself.
I look at the camera.
Yeah, I'm looking at the doodahs, the thing.
I logged into YouTube to watch a week at the plot and found us live. That's
How,
great.
Vicky, how lovely.
What a pleasure for you.
What a pleasure for you. That was my line.
Well, I beat you to it.
Yeah.
I did.
Trying to get in there first
So,
again.
what's the plan for the rest of this week? Well, I'm back to work on Wednesday.
Oh, thank God for
back
that.
to work on Wednesday, still on the full-time hours, which actually is really welcome because my pay packet this month was much larger than it's been for a long time. So I referenced the railway children. I said to Paul, I said, oh, look, Paul, I've made some more money. It'll be buns for tea tonight.
And for those who don't know the railway children...
That's not a euphemism.
No.
Oh, God, that came out really awful. That came out terrible. That came out the wrong way.
Yeah.
The mother in the railway children...
My buns are always here. Yes.
The mother in the railway children sold a story and therefore they could have buns for tea.
Yeah.
God, you've got filth. Get your minds out the gutter.
Yeah.
God.
Were they iced buns?
They were iced buns.
They were iced buns
I'm sure.
for tea.
Full time. So probably, well, until we can find a replacement for my colleague who's moved to another department. She's got a job doing admin elsewhere. We've got various sub teams within our teams, and we've got a team called the transitions team, and this is to do with young people. We've got a what? What are you laughing at? All the references to buns now. God, you're disgusting, all of you. Yeah, we've got a transitions team and she's moved into the transitions team to do admin for them. So we've got to recruit the other half of my role.
Oh, that's fascinating, Richard. Thank you for that.
Yeah,
yes,
so probably full-time till March.
Oh, dear.
Oh, you'll get honestly, you lot, disgusting. OnlyFans. Well, you know, Brian, seriously, if I had a decent body, I think I would probably think about it, you know.
There we are.
No, I would. If
Yeah.
I was ripped and you didn't mind, I wouldn't mind getting my bits out for people.
If there's cash, yeah,
Some people are making like
fine.
a lot of money.
Somebody I know is on OnlyFans and he makes a lot of money. Yes, there we are.
So who?
You don't know him.
Don't I?
He used to be in marketing in the West End.
I
But,
bet he did.
He's doing other things now.
Yeah, I mean, you know, look, I've got no
You're
problem
saying
with
about
that
your
kind of-
cooking videos.
I know, sorry guys, but the cooking videos had to go out of the window for actually, if you really think about it, for multiple reasons. A, I didn't have the time to do it. We'll get onto that in a minute, Gaynor. I didn't have time to do it. Plus, now there's a cost involved.
Is there?
Oh, of course there is. I have to test the recipes, which means the oven.
Oh, I
and
see what you mean.
the oven and the
I
cooker
thought
has
you
to
meant
go on.
OnlyFans. I thought, do you
I'm
have
on
to...
to the cookery video bit now,
yeah,
Paul.
I missed that. Michelle, yes, OnlyFans is a specialist paid-for site where people do things for money, basically.
Yeah, basically.
It's a bit like being a banker, actually. Yeah. I do fancy doing some cookery videos.
Yeah, maybe. Well, if you want to do them, then you can do them, Paul, but I haven't got time. So in terms of the question about the move, we have to move by August 2023. That would be a little bit lastminute.com, which we don't want to do. So the house will go on the market early spring. That's the plan at the moment. So there's no more to say around that. Where we're moving to will be wherever we can find a place that suits us. That's it. We're gonna just go with the flow. That's how I like to lead my life. Go with the flow. Things open up, things happen in your favor if you just think and act positively.
Well, that's exactly what it was, Green Raven. You know, it was the pay packet. You got your pay in a packet, and I think there was one where the pay packet was actually the envelope which said how many hours you'd worked, or the paper made the envelope as well in the early days. So yeah, that's where pay packet comes from.
I used to have a pay packet when I worked at Wembley Stadium. We would cash every week.
Who's that?
Lovely. Hull. I've never been to Hull.
Oh, I have.
I've never been to Hull.
I did.
Never had the pleasure.
I went to Hull for Boogie Nights and Blood Brothers. That's
when they were
the
on
whole
tour.
new theatre. Yeah.
Lovely.
Alice Griff, 79, from Liverpool. Hi, that's my dad was evacuated. Well, Mum and Dad were both evacuated to Liverpool or Wirral during the war, and then yeah, Mum was moved on to Keighley in Yorkshire.
Keighley, not Keighley.
Keighley.
Keighley. Don't spit at me. Disgusting.
Keighley. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. That's it.
And to you, Debbie. I've been to Ontario as well once. I can't remember. I think that was for Blood Brothers, actually.
Whereabouts in the Wirral?
I don't know, Jane. I've got it down, but I'm not sure exactly where it was. But yeah. Yorkshire is lovely. It can be wet though.
Well, all of it can be wet. London can be wet.
Yeah, as we know.
It can, very wet. Just as grim in London. You're originally from Huddersfield. Yeah.
Yeah, brown envelopes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I used to love getting paid cash. I don't know, you felt as though you were in control with cash.
Well, they do say that if you pay for things in cash, you are more aware of the cost of things, but also more aware of the sort of cost analysis benefit of it.
But isn't it interesting, because I never use cash now, ever. Everything is done on my card. absolutely everything, and everything is done online. I love online banking. It's so convenient to transfer money. It's lovely.
Yeah, more likely not to overspend. Exactly. Yeah.
Yes, let's hope that it is a positive experience. I think we've always been lucky with moves.
We have.
We've always had positive experiences with moves. Bit of wrangling beforehand, but the actual moves themselves have always been fine.
And the wrangling has always been in our sale
Solicitors.
rather than our purchase.
Well,
hasn't it?
it's always, no matter what it is, it's always solicitors and estate agents
Yeah.
that cause the wrangling.
Yeah.
You know, because things very often aren't clear, or somebody's asking a question, it turns into Chinese whispers along the way, so you never get a clear idea what the vendor is actually talking about, or yeah.
We did in our last move. We got a situation where we were being bombarded with questions literally before we were exchanging, and I just said, look, if we don't have all the questions by X time, we're going to put it back on the market, and we did. It was just getting ridiculous, and then we found out that the questions weren't even coming from the buyers. It was actually the solicitors that they employed that were coming up with all the questions, which was really annoying because the buyers just wanted to move in.
Good luck with that, Siggy. Now, Linda, debit cards. Oh yeah, I remember when they first came in here, and I had a Barclays Connect card, and I didn't quite get. I thought it was a kind of different type of credit card. And I remember going out and spending and spending and spending and spending and spending on it. And I remember I went to Next, and they then offered me a store card, and I could spend £500 on that. This was the 80s. And I got caught into a cycle of spending and suddenly realised I was in overdraft by £2,000. So yeah, I mean, yeah.
Again, we will have been in the house 20 years.
Yeah.
This house 20 years. So a long time. We only expected to be here about 10. So yeah, quite a long time.
Well, in your world, I never.
Well, no, we said, look,
expectation.
we talked about it at the time, but you may have forgotten. We said,
Well,
we'll be there 10 years
Paul,
and then
I was
move on.
probably high at the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. And Edward, yes, Vivi's completely right. We would kill each other if we all moved in together. But the thing is, Vivi's got different needs and requirements than us. So, it's different.
So do we have a huge down payment to buy in the UK? We
have deposits.
That's what they're called. And they're normally 10%,
Yeah.
aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when we bought this house, we had a 1-bedroom flat that we were selling. So there wasn't effectively a deposit to pay, but in our first purchase,
hello, Sally.
there was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, in New Zealand and now back home in the UK. That's interesting. Why did you move back, Sally? Was that a sort of family thing or what? 420 excuse sometimes.
Well, Courtney, I was high for about 15 years. So, it's a complex issue. It's not as simple as simply wanting to smoke joints and take recreational drugs. There were a lot of complex issues in there, which, hey.
But there's always complex issues.
Well, I was
anaesthetising
anaesthetising myself to various things that had happened in my life that I didn't want to face. And yeah, I mean, to be honest, one always still has those thoughts now. I'm prone to dark thoughts, as we all are. But I'm able to keep them under control through practical methods these days, such as doing stuff, getting shit done.
Yeah.
basically, rather than pursuing a
different type of
a
lifestyle.
creative lifestyle, which I did at one point. Yeah, hey, that's the way it goes.
Yeah, thanks for that, Sally. Obviously, when things like that happen, it does change. It can change people's lives considerably, and moving to the other side of the planet. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I got it from Amazon. It's a cheap one from Amazon. I think it was £22. And it's an one size fits all. And it does, because one fits Paul and one fits me.
Yeah, yeah.
But
So
Paul is dramatically reduced in size recently. You're looking much slimmer, Paul.
Thank you very much, Richard. That's very kind of you to say.
Once you've lost all the weight that you want to lose, I think maybe a little bit of facial surgery and some little Botox be nice. Yeah. So you can then keep up with me.
Yeah, that won't happen. No.
Look as glamorous as I do.
Yeah.
Have a look.
Yeah.
Just do Udi. Search for an Udi, and this will come up.
And Siggy, we're actually slowly going through things and getting rid of things. So yeah, Gaynor, it may be something that we sell and rent. I mean, we'll just see if we find what we're looking for, really. Richard, your skin is amazing. Richard, your skin is amazing. It must be all the mashed potato you put on it at night.
I think what happens is the comparison. Because if you're stood next to leather, you will look like silk.
Oh yeah. There we are. Yeah. I think there's the thing. I laugh, and you don't.
No, I never laugh.
No, he never laughs.
That's why I've got good skin.
Yeah.
Don't laugh.
Yeah.
No. It's a sin. In the 80s, you had to pout and wear sunglasses all of the time.
You do that now. He does. I say, I'm walking to the plot and somebody will go, oh, we saw Richard this morning. And I said, oh, did he say hello? And they said, no, he just walked straight past me.
He walked straight past me, pouting with his sunglasses on. I don't see people. I tune them out, Paul.
Yeah, I think you do. Yeah. You're also higher than most of them. So he sort of looks above them, doesn't actually look. Was that Nancy? You made the carrot and lentil soup. That's lovely. It's a favourite of ours. Yeah.
No, Kim, no. And I'll tell you why. I was a sunbed freak. Because I've actually got very pale skin. I don't tan very easily. I'm the kind of person that tans and a week later it washes off. So I used to do sunbeds because that was the only way I could get a tan. So I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky. Although I did have a course of retin A treatment a couple of years ago. Retin A is the prescription-only medicine that you can not get hold of without a prescription unless you know a doctor, which I do.
That sounds naughty.
And it basically gives you a peel. So, yeah.
A peel or appeal?
Appeal.
Appeal, not appeal.
A peel.
A peel.
P-E-E-L.
As in bells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. It gives you a peel.
Yeah.
So I did have a
does
sort
the
of
peel
course of
give
those
you a
treatments. Yes, it does.
Doesn't it make your skin go all sort of sensitive?
No, what it does, it encourages cell renewal. Retinol is the weaker version of retin A. So yeah, retin A you can't get in the UK unless you know a doctor, which I do.
Well, we all know doctors.
Yeah,
but you
but
know
I
doctors.
know a doctor
there we are.
who was prepared to do it because she was getting some as well.
Oh, there
I was very naughty. I shouldn't really say any more.
No, you shouldn't.
I could get arrested.
Yeah, I'm going to call the police after
crimes against cosmetology.
Right, it's come back now.
Good.
Richard is a fabulous character actor, and I bet that in his daily life he cracks himself up. Do you? No, I think he's a miserable old fart actually most of the time, aren't you? When you're on your own.
Yeah, I think
You're
I
also
probably
getting
am.
quite deaf, aren't you, Richard?
What?
I'm in
What?
the kitchen and doing a meal, and I'll go, okay, we're eating now, and I just have to come in here and tell him that
I am a little bit Mutt and
yeah.
Jeff in this ear at the moment.
Bye, Vivi.
Oh, bye, Vivi. Bye. What was I saying?
Deaf.
Do I amuse myself? Sometimes. And really what I should do is write those things down, because I do come across things on a regular basis that I think that would be great to relay as a sort of, as a joke. But I never do, because I'm not I'm not planning on being a stand-up comedian or anything like that. But I would love to write something funny at some point. But I prefer to just be silly in the company of people. That's what I do. That's who I am. I've always been that way. I'm probably one of those people that likes to see other people laugh. I probably could do stand-up if I really put my mind to it. I'm certainly not afraid of standing up in front of people. I've done a lot of performance over the years.
Well, you can do stand-up on YouTube.
And because I was a trainer as well for many years, so I've trained very large groups of people, did a little bit of theatre work as a child. I did some singing as well. I used to do working men's clubs in the Northwest. So yeah, I'm not averse to being in front of an audience, but I don't tend to have any plans to do that. So yeah.
Gary, no, I won't be keeping the allotment because we're likely to be 200 to 300 miles away. So it wouldn't be sensible. And the other side of it is, unless we actually live in this postcode of W7, you're not allowed to have a plot at either the community garden or the allotments anymore. So it's the community gardens and the allotments are owned by a very local charity that was started in 1484. So, 550 years ago, almost. And it's basically just for people who live in W7. The charity does work in W7 and just on the outskirts of W7 where we stitch into other neighbourhoods. But it's a very, very local charity that benefits the community here quite enormously. So, yeah, we wouldn't keep the allotment.
No. Do I suffer fools? Well, look, no, come on. It depends what you mean by a fool, first of all. My job dictates that I'm there to be kind to people, to be pleasant, to be helpful, to be kind, to be compassionate, all of those things. The people that annoy me the most, how can I say this nicely? Professionals that don't act professionally. Those are the people that get on my wick. But you know what? I'm not one for confrontation. I don't like direct confrontation with people. I try to choose my words carefully. But of course, Paul sees a totally different side to me because he's my loved one.
Oh.
Which means I can be absolutely awful to him.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah, that's about
not
true.
That's not true. I'm very kind. And
well,
nice
it got to about, I think it was about 9:20 before you had a go at me yesterday morning.
About what?
About the papers in the things rolled up in the back room.
Okay. So I believe that every house should have a place for everything. Yeah, there should be a dedicated place for everything in the home. That's how homes stay tidy. Paul is incapable of following this rule. I get annoyed about it. I think that's reasonable. My annoyance lasts more than a few fleeting moments.
And then I feel bad all day.
Oh, shut up. Do you bollocks? Really? Really? Yeah, you know, but that's the way. Look, I'm not Mary Bloody Poppins.
No, you're certainly not.
I'm not. I'm not Mary Poppins.
You'd be Mary Bastard Poppins if you were. That's
Mary
you would be.
Bitch Poppins. Yeah.
Oh.
Look, I can get annoyed about things. And I have a Latin temperament, so I can get very fiery very quickly. And I can also be guilty of getting defensive as well if I feel I'm being attacked. And I'll put up a good fight if I have to. But it really exhausts me to do that. So I'd rather take the line of using diplomacy in what I say and finding good words. I'm talking about colleagues and things at work mainly. But yeah, I can blow up, but could I kill somebody in anger? Probably.
I think we all could. Yeah.
But I think everybody's got that in them. And I think it's important to acknowledge it. It's very rare that I get that angry because I worry that I'm going to just, have a heart attack and drop dead. Which I don't want to do, not just yet.
No.
And certainly not on camera.
No. Though that might get quite a lot of streams.
Quite a lot of views, yeah.
Yeah, could do that. You could do the I can't go on.
I can't go on. I just can't go on.
Oh dear.
Really.
Honestly.
So yeah.
And the good thing is I'm just perfect and I'm never wrong. So, we get on quite well that way, really.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I think the key thing with relationships...
Did you murder anyone, Bet?
Have you murdered somebody, love? Because if you have, I'll find out. They've just wrapped.
They have. They wrapped on the Friday before Christmas.
Yeah. So there'll be new Vera coming out soon. Hopefully Lost in Somerset. Hopefully both.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I'd like a larger garden.
Yeah, hopefully. No, you can't. I'm leaving it to the cat charity. What do you think you gave to each other in almost 30 years that you've changed for the better, that changed you for the better?
I think I've given you love and compassion.
I don't know, really. That's quite a big question.
I think the reality is we've sort of put up with each other.
I think this is,
we've had our ups and downs and shouting matches. He almost threw my decanters out the window one day, and I was crying.
When you ask somebody to move something 20 times and they don't move them, the only thing you can do is to shock them into actually taking action, which I did. And I actually picked the decanters up and threatened to throw them out of the bedroom window.
I didn't talk to him for 6 months.
Screaming.
Yeah.
No, look, I think with relationships, the mistake people make is expecting something to be perfect. Because I believe you take your shit with you, and it's your job to work your shit out. Yeah. And so if you leave a relationship and you've still got that shit that's unresolved within you, you will take it to the next relationship.
Yeah.
And so on and so forth. And then people turn around and say, I can never find a decent relationship. It never seems to work, because you're carrying your shit with you and you've not worked it out yet. Go into therapy.
Yeah.
So you've got to have have an expectation that things will not be perfect.
You see, the thing is,
things will not always be wine and roses. And we've had our years of wine and roses. There's a song about that.
Have we?
Yeah, we had years of
Did we?
drinking champagne.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Going
Yes.
out,
Yeah.
having meals,
Yeah.
doing all of that stuff.
We used to have a champagne and sparkling wine fridge.
Just for champagne.
that was over sort of maybe a couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we've done all of that and we're settled. And if we want to shout at each other, we'll do it. But it lasts no more than 5 minutes max.
And I don't shout. Richard does.
I like a shout.
He likes a
I
shout.
like a shout.
He comes from a shouty house. I don't come from a shouty house.
We have Italian temperament. We have that, that Latin temperament. So we shout, we scream, that's it. But it's 5 minutes and then it's forgotten. We don't bear grudges. And I think that's the other thing people do. People like drama. People like drama.
Well, that's why people watch EastEnders and all of that.
We don't do drama. We don't do drama. Do we, really?
No, we don't.
No,
I can't bear drama. I like, fake drama, fiction drama, all of that. Yeah, but
it's a waste.
Real drama?
It's a waste of time. B, it's a reason for your cortisol levels to spike, which is not good. It fills you with adrenaline as well, which is not great. And it makes you feel crap. So why bother? Why bother? Oh, I just burped.
You did, yeah.
That was a tortilla burp. Yeah. I'm enjoying them again.
He's reliving lunch. Yeah, how horrible.
So, yeah, we don't believe in all of that. My parents were argumentative with each other for many, many years.
Mine weren't.
Yours weren't. Yeah, it's the way it goes.
It's funny, it is funny how families can be so different, yet actually at the heart of it, they're generally very similar. They really are, just handle things in different ways. But,
everything you do in life, most of the things you do in life is learnt behavior. So, you learn to speak because you're copying what you're hearing. You learn to behave in certain ways in reactions in certain ways because you've copied it, you've learnt it. That's what we do,
Lisa Marie, Lisa, can you email me again, Lisa? A huge thank you to Gareth and Janet. But Lisa, can you email me?
Please, we were about to do what you'd requested, and Paul accidentally deleted your email.
The thread, the whole thing.
So
can you email me
again,
and I can send you something?
What we wanted to do. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
That would be great.
So Lisa Marie says a huge thank you to Gareth and Janet for a lovely Christmas dinner.
And thank you to Gareth and Janet for watching as well.
Thank you.
Hugely.
Thank you. Bloody thank you.
Hugely. Yeah. Alison's having a wee. That's really important to let us know. Alison, thanks for doing that.
So I don't think I've ever held a grudge for too long with you. You would have had to have done something really bad. I remember the time that Paul left the Velux windows open on a stormy night.
I knew this was going to come up.
And the whole of the loft was sodden. I went mental. Mental. A neighbour phoned us to say, do you realise there's a storm outside and your loft window has been open all night?
No, she phoned us to say, I noticed during the rain that started last night, your loft window was open, but thought you'd close it. So I didn't call you. So I've called you now to let you know it's still open. So.
And I'd said to him, have you closed the loft windows? And you said,
yes. And I hadn't.
Sodden, we had to use a whole airing cupboard's worth of towels
put down
to soak up the water that was absolutely, I went mental. mental.
He did go mental.
Mental.
Yeah.
I was screaming, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Yeah. What are we looking for in our next house? I think we're looking for something a bit different from
Smaller.
each other. So I would like a decent amount of land to be able to grow. I'd like to put some fruit trees in. I think we want a smaller house, but I think it needs to be large enough that we can get away from each other, because here Richard may be in this front room and I'll be in the snug. So, you know, we can get away from each other.
Yeah, you don't want to be joined at the hip.
No.
Really.
No.
You know, that's a no-no in any relationship. You've got to have your own interests and you've got to spend time apart. We see each other and spend every day with each other, every evening with each other. We've barely been apart in most of the time we've known each other, you know, so we're happy in each other's company. Oh, squirrel.
Dangling squirrel. It's dangling from its back legs. It's on the palm tree and it's got its front legs like this underneath its chin. It's just hanging there. It's gone down now.
Yeah. So, yeah, well, look, you know, in terms of land, I think you're dreaming.
Yeah, well, I am dreaming.
I think you're dreaming.
Don't dream.
I don't think that exists.
Well, it does exist, but not necessarily in the area that you want to live.
Not for that price, Paul. No. What's happening with our jobs? Well, my job, I would have to leave my job as it is now. There is a chance that I could become, rather than a receptionist, I could become an administrator and work remotely. That is a possibility. Paul can do his job from anywhere.
But my job pre-pandemic is very different to my job now.
Yeah.
Because so much of my work, because it was in entertainment, dried up. So and it's not come back to me really. So yeah.
But actually, that's quite a good thing.
Well, it's not money-wise.
Not money-wise,
No.
but you know what? We survive. We survive. You know, we've gone from having a relatively good income to having very little, and actually we're hand to mouth. And you know what? There's something about that I kind of like. You know, I don't think we've ever been greedy people. We did go through a phase where we were like, oh my God, we've got disposable income.
Yeah.
Let's go shopping. And we did used to enjoy a regular shop, buying stuff. But we've stopped all of that. We only buy what we really do need. Like, I needed something warm to wear in the house, and so did Paul. So, you know, that's the way it goes. You just buy what you think you need.
And will we miss London? No way. For my work, I haven't been into London since Easter 2018. And in fact, for my work, I hadn't needed to be in London because that Easter was, at the end of the day, I didn't need to go in. It was a wasted meeting for maybe a year before that. So since 2017.
The last time we went into London was in July to go and see ABBA Voyage.
Yeah, that was it.
So no, I tell you the one thing that we will miss, and that we live in a multicultural area full of different people from all over the world. That's what I'm going to miss. And that's what kind of slightly scares me.
Because we've looked at various areas and they haven't been particularly multicultural. That doesn't mean that they're not welcoming, but they haven't been multicultural, which is what we live with daily.
Well, it's what we've lived with we've been in a I mean, Ealing is a multicultural borough.
Yeah.
And we've lived in Ealing for 30 years, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, 30 years we've lived in this borough. So we're just used to it. That's how it is. So yeah, it's, I don't know. Yeah, I'll miss that. Unless, of course, we move to the Midlands.
Where's Midlands? Birmingham.
Around Birmingham, very multicultural there.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we try not to buy things unless we
people
need them. However, we don't deprive ourselves of something if we have the money for it and do actually want it.
Yeah. You were asking, do people like Charles and William? I don't really know, to be honest.
Who's Charles and William?
Prince Charles and William.
King Charles and Prince William.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really follow that kind of news. I think Charles has always been well liked for his values.
Yeah.
You know, he's always been a working man. You know, he does stuff and does quite, you know, good stuff in terms of environment, in terms of helping people, in terms of providing jobs for people. William, I don't really know William that well. I know he does quite a lot of work for charities, stuff like that. So I don't know.
Okay, Jane.
Bye, Jane.
See you. Well, speak to you soon, or messenger see you soon. Can't escape the urban sprawl. Yeah, I mean it's the same around here, Leslie. There's 320 flats being built, apartments being built just up the road from us. And one day I was at my desk and they were doing the pounding. They were doing pile driving, and I could feel it at my desk. And we're sort of like, 500, 600 feet away. Yeah, it's it's getting, this area is getting more and more built up. It, on the surface, when you first visit Hanwell, it's very villagey. It's got a cuteness about it. It's got a canal. It's got a river. It's got a little town centre with some cute shops. But actually, if you look more closely, the Victorian properties are slowly being built up and built up and built onto. and
They're
changed.
slowly losing their character. There are flats going up all around. The skyline is changing slowly but surely. We've been here 20 years, so we've seen a lot of changes. So the upshot of it is that it's time for us to move on.
Yeah,
That's it, basically. So
I'm
yeah.
just plugging myself in.
What are you
so
doing, Paul?
I'm just plugging myself in so that because Jane's gone, so just in case anything,
in case any
awkward
trolls
come up,
in
I
case
can
any
deal with
trolls
it.
come up. Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, Michelle, it is. Yes, it is Caroline, definitely.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the comments. They keep disappearing.
Yeah, Coventry. I've only been to Coventry again for work. I've never lived in Coventry.
I don't think I've ever been to Coventry.
Mm.
I've been sent to Coventry a few times.
Yeah,
Warwickshire, isn't it, Coventry?
yeah.
No, never been.
I think I remember driving to Coventry, and outside I really like the countryside around it. So yeah.
Happy Boxing Day to you too.
Lots of Eastern Europeans in the urban areas.
So I can see that we've got 175 people watching at the moment, which is absolutely incredible. It's like a small theatre.
Yeah.
It's amazing, really. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. Do we get many trolls? No, not really, not these days.
No, but it's good to have it open just in case there are.
Yeah, we've got the phone open so we can get rid of any nasty comments that might come through. I used to get quite a few when I used to do the live shows on a Friday night. Wales is lovely, Rebecca, and it is one of the options that we're looking at. So
have I ever grown a beard? I sort of grow a beard.
no,
I shave
you
like
don't.
twice a week, but no, I've never grown like a full beard. No.
He doesn't like it, do you?
Yeah, Elise, I'm sure Hanwell was. I mean, we've been here for
It's a different
20,
place
30 years.
in 30 years. It's
Yeah,
changed as
yeah,
well. Since we've been here, it has changed a lot. But it still has a charm
yeah.
about it. And if we were sort of told you've got to stay where you are,
And we could,
we would make do.
yeah. If we won the lottery, we'd most probably keep the house.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
and we are looking. I mean, in the new year, we will be just investigating extending the mortgage, just as a backup. In case we can't move.
We don't want to put ourselves in the position that we are not able to sell the house, and it's getting nearer and nearer the deadline, because we do not want to risk being repossessed, for not paying the mortgage. So
yeah, Scotland is very nice. It's just it's very far away from family, really. Not in terms of flying to Guernsey, because Glasgow and Edinburgh, both airports fly to Guernsey. I think Inverness does at a certain time of the year. But in terms of getting down to Macclesfield, where your family is, that would be a challenge. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, it has. Ealing itself has changed a huge amount. The town centre has changed. It's very high rise now, which it never was when a couple of high rise buildings when we first moved here.
It's quite interesting that around us, maybe a mile away in either direction, there's been quite a lot of sort of 8-story places built. And I know that they were objected to when they were being built, but people were saying they're just 8 stories. And of course, now that they're established, I've noticed in planning, people are putting in for buildings quite near them, and now they're being passed because it's being said that it's suitable for high-rise buildings.
It's set a precedent.
It's set a precedent. Yeah,
that's what it's done.
So yeah. Greenford, yeah, we know Greenford.
Oh yeah, know Greenford well. Yeah, got quite a few clients that live in Greenford.
Yeah, we're quite happy to travel on the motorway, but we take our time on the motorway. So something that might take somebody 3 hours takes us 4, if you see what I mean. So yeah, we don't. I mean, driving to Scotland, it would most probably require at least 1 overnight for us.
Okay, thank you for joining us.
Ashley, yeah, I'm not sure if you asked. I did see that question earlier. Quite a lot of kids were evacuated from Guernsey and Jersey before the occupation came, including my mum and dad. So it was children that were given priority, and they didn't have to go. There were still children on the islands during the occupation, but yeah. My mum didn't see her family for, I think it was like 5.5 years. So, and when my dad went back to Guernsey after the war, he had no idea that he had 2 younger twin brothers. So when he turned up and found out that he had younger brothers, because he was the youngest, and he was now the middle child of 5, that was quite a surprise to him. Alison's going down to smell, to check out her onions.
So we're going to tie up now, because we've been live for 1 hour and 25. It seems to have gone in a flash. So I guess the thing to say at the moment is thank you to all of you. There's 178 of you out there at the moment, which is incredible. Thank you for not only tuning in today and saying hi and sharing with us, but thank you for supporting us. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. It's been a good few years now that many of you have been with us.
Yeah.
And that means a lot to us. It really does. And, it continues to be fun. providing, weekly shows for you. And hopefully in 2023, there'll be a little bit more once we can get over this sort of holiday period and me working full time, blah, 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 all those challenges. Hopefully there'll be some more content for you to enjoy. So I want to wish you all, well, we want to wish you all a very happy holiday, what remains of it, and a very happy new year.
2023.
Stay safe in your celebrations, look after each other, and don't do anything I wouldn't do, which leaves you a lot of scope.
I was going to say that basically means like
Anything.
99.9% of
do
anything.
anything.
Yeah.
Do anything that you want to, but stay safe and look after yourselves. We don't have a PO box, Judy, but if you look in the description,
there's an email.
There's an email address. Send us an email. Go to one of the other videos, not this one because it won't have any details in it, but go to another video, find the email address. You can email us and we can send you our address.
Yeah.
That's fine. Thank you. Thank you for all your lovely, you live long and proper. You remember, Heather.
I love
that. You're very welcome, all of you. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks hugely for joining us. And we'll be back on Sunday for Sunday Chat.
Yeah, we will. We'll be back on Sunday for Sunday Chat.
And if you haven't watched yesterday's Christmas Day Sunday
Yeah.
Chat, then pop over there. A Week at the Plot was up this morning, as per usual.
Yeah.
And we'll see you very soon. Yeah. Bye.
Take care of yourselves, everybody. We're going to press the button now. I can't even remember which button to press.
It's Spanish.
Is it that?
I think it must be.
Oh, I don't know.
Get your buys in before he says goodbye.
We could be here sometime while I work out what to press. It's been such a long time, Paul. Is it that one there? Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Oh, yeah, we're
yes.
going now.
It's saying, are you sure that you want to stop streaming?
We're sure. Take care. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. Say
Bye
goodbye
all.
now.
Bye-bye.
Bye 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 bye
Bye,
bye
bye,
bye bye.
This is when we should do the as we disassemble that thing from Sound of Music. No, but you're not allowed to. Bye.
Ta-ra! Ta-ra! We're going. I'm pressing the button now. I'm hanging up now.
No, you're not.
I'm hanging up
now.
now.
I love Brighton. Yeah, but no.
Too expensive.
I'm too far away from Matt.
Yeah, we're going now. Bye 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 bye.
Adios.
Adios.
Like that one.